I'm Tammy. I'm covering for the Register Guard.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How much of a factor was the weather today for you?
I think for me personally, and I tried to instill this upon my team, was we knew back in September that Nationals in Wisconsin was going to be cold, so let's not talk about it, and it is what it is, and let's just go out there and run as though it's not cold, and because we can't change that, and everyone around us is doing the same thing, so we kind of just made it a non-factor for us and executed our race plan. Quick change of spike length this morning, but Helen took care of that, so it wasn't a matter of us being like, oh, it's snow on the ground. Helen just did it all for us and kept our mind on what we had to execute.
So you were in the lead
from the beginning.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So you were.
Is that what you wanted?
I always like honest races. Yeah, I'm a big fan of honest races. I think it's fair across the board. You get the result that it's probably going to yield either way, really, but it's done fairly, and it keeps the pushing and shoving, and everyone stays on their feet as much as possible. I know Fiona O'Keefe fell right in front of me at one point. I was like, oh no, not Fiona, but you never want to see anyone fall, and an honest pace definitely minimizes the number of falls. But yeah, it's such a tight pack, and so many top women. It was still bunched, even with an honest pace, for a long time.
You were leading at the 2K mark and the 4K mark. Can you just tell me? Can you tell me, being in the lead pack, just as far as how that was, or how did you fade at the end?
I think I have never actually ran like that for a cross-country race, really. All season, we've been able to control our races at the front, but a much smaller pack. And then this, coming into this race, being so bunched and so fast and all at the pack at the front, it was very, very important to stay really, really composed. And I think the first mile, it went by really fast. We went through up into the woods over that little hump and back down the other side, and I was like, wow, how have we traveled this far already? And I think just being able to stay really composed and within myself and stay in the moment and not start running the last 1,200 meters in my head before I got there was super important when I was in a front pack up there. And then I knew that the last 1,200 was going to be really hard because I kept seeing the splits, and I knew we were honest, and I was like, yeah, just brace yourself. And I wanted to just turn my legs down that hill, even though it hurt. I was just kept telling myself, just keep turning, and they'll come back. And they did enough. They came back enough. So I am wrapped with that. That was unbelievable. Yeah.
How much?
Oh yeah, definitely. That was above what I was expecting. Yeah, Helen and I we talked last night. She never put a number on what she needed me to do, but we kind of kept referring to the top 7. So to be right in the middle of that, I couldn't ask for more. That's awesome compared to last year. Yeah.
How much did the pre-nats help you coming to Madison and running the 1500?
Yeah, I think coming to Madison and running pre-nationals was awesome to see the course. I'm definitely a very visual person, so it helped a lot having run on the course beforehand, so I could start thinking about what it was going to look like come November 17. And I think the way I ran at pre-nats and executed the last mile at pre-nats is very important coming to today, because when it did get really hard between 3 and 4K, I was like, you've done this, you know how to execute it, you just got to do it, just got run with your team and get one more person in straight away. Yeah.
And Veronica did really.
I think so. I work in millimeters. I don't know. I think they're 12 millimeters. Yeah.
And Veronica had a great race too.
What number was she? I know.
I think she was 12.
Yes. Okay. Great. I know. Just honestly, the way I judge it as a good race with us across the board is if the first person across the line turns and there's a bunch of ducks coming, we've done great. So it doesn't matter what order it is, but we're tight. And I turned around once I composed myself, turned around and saw Veronica crossing the line. I was like, yes,
that's
okay,
really cool.
We're on.
That's really